So now we're coming to a question from My Home Network, which is a local network made up of people with lived experience of housing crisis and homelessness, community members with diverse expertise with community and government organisations. The network believes that everyone has a right to safe, affordable, secure, sustainable and appropriate housing that recognises their place in and connections to community and country. And they'd like to know, if elected, would you join the My Home Network and support their work? A couple of people, got Lucas. We'll probably have a bit more time on this one if anyone else? All right. Unless anyone else puts their hands up, it'll be Lucas and Phillip. All right. Thanks, Lucas.
Thank you, Alex. Praise to all the community groups that have put forward questions. It's something that's become very apparent to me that we are an incredibly lucky shire to have so many dedicated community groups and volunteers just driving so much of the action that we need here. And I think there's no better example than My Home Network in this case. I've crossed paths with them many times now, looking into the housing issues that the Greens are so concerned with. So the question, would we prioritise housing for people experiencing homelessness? The sad and confronting truth on this issue is that we are being completely failed by our state and federal governments on this. We have, and I don't have the stats in mind, but a phenomenal lack of public and social housing in this shire, across the whole state, but particularly in this shire as well. This is the sort of housing which can be emergency housing, and it can be housing for people who need it most. There is an absolute need there. Councils, and this speaks to a later question perhaps, but council can play a really important role in its advocacy for the needs of the shire. They may not have the means to build public housing at scale themselves, although they have responsibilities there as well. But where they can't, they can advocate really strongly. So I'd want to see council, and council are already doing good work alongside My Home Network with this kind of advocacy. There can always be more, especially for a group like people facing homelessness, because they are often the most underrepresented. And so much praise to My Home Network for sticking up for this group.
Do you want to jump in on this, Kellyanne? Did you want to respond to this one?
Yes, I'd like to.
Yeah, go for it.
So it was, will I join My Home Network? Yes. Yep. So, of course I would. I believe in sustainable and eco-friendly housing options for community. But also, I've heard some of the great things that are happening in that space and the initiatives that are already underway through My Home Network to address the urgent housing crisis. And I believe that when council and community groups all work together, great things can happen. I believe in affordable housing. It's really important so residents aren't priced out of the community. Too many people are living with housing insecurity, and I believe more social housing units need to be built with ecological, social and inclusive needs in mind to support everybody from all demographics, all backgrounds, all age groups and cultural backgrounds. It's just, housing is a basic need. It's a human right. Everybody should have access to housing, and we really need to make that happen. Thank you.
We do have a couple more minutes if you wanted to respond as well, Phillip.
I'll just be very quick and certainly endorsing those, but it was an illuminating experience a few weeks ago, one evening, and some person came up on the street to me and said, "I'm homeless, where do I go?" And I have to admit I was speechless. I didn't have an answer, and it just felt so gut-tearing that I couldn't say that to someone. And it's working with the stakeholder partners. What do we do for emergency housing? Is it with partners around setting up a dormitory? Is there single bedrooms? In Europe, they're experimenting with sleeping pods they put out. I don't have the answers, but I think openly and transparently in my home network, the other housing groups, how can we find some solutions for people who turn up here and don't have anywhere to sleep? Because it's one of the fundamental first three principal steps on the humanitarian ladder: food, water, shelter. Thank you.